Welcome to Business Influencers. Hope everyone had a great week. My name is Chris Salem, your host. I'm presenting here Business Influence. We are so proud this show has been over a year old already. We're heading almost to our 60th episode. It is hard to believe how fast it goes. But we want to thank you listeners each and every week, because Business Influencers would not be where it's at because of you. And each week we are dedicated to bringing subject matter experts, sharing their words of wisdom and experiences to help move you and your level of influence to the next level, and how you can use business influence to grow your business. Today's show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types and an opportunity to rekindle old relationships. They also work with professional athletes now that are transitioning into everyday life. And this is an opportunity that you can now do a lot of great things in helping bring your level of connections to the next level. Feel free to check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. Well, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about how to innovate a successful business platform. So we're going to be learning more about that. And we have the pleasure to have Jimmy Mistry. And before I bring on Jimmy is a serial entrepreneur, designer, hotelier, adventurer, and a real estate developer. Commencing his entrepreneurial journey right from the age of 19, he has set up 6 businesses across industries, employing more than 2,000 people. Being a first-generation serial entrepreneur, he realized how lonely and difficult the journey can be, and that gives a headway in conceptualization to Della Leaders Club, DLC. He has 3 decades of global experience exposure and connects across businesses like manufacturing, designing, hospitality, real estate, and counterterrorism training. Jimmy is an astute businessman combined with a strong commitment to social betterment, and he believes there are platforms for everything in life, but there isn't a single business platform that gives entrepreneurs, professionals, and young leaders a 360-degree support system online and offline. That's the problem that he's solving by creating DLC, global community, and innovating the world's first business platform. DLC is a COVID baby, and within a year and a half, he has managed to bring more than 2,500 honorary committee members from 56 countries across 26 business and lifestyle domains. Jimmy's superpower lies in his ability to bring some of the world's most powerful, like-minded men and women of the eminence aligned to common vision to act as a catalyst to drive people from a life of success to a life of significance. And I know I have the pleasure of being a member and a leader within the Della Leaders Club. And without further ado, we welcome Jimmy Mistry to the show. Jimmy, how are you doing today?
Great, Chris. Thank you for the introduction.
Absolutely. We are so pleasure to have you. I mean, I know there's so many great things you're going to share with us and some great news about what's happening in New York City. Before we start, let's talk a little bit about business platforms. You in a short period of time have launched this exceptional business platform that is not only bringing business leaders together from a business perspective, but actually bringing on social change, this impact. Love to pick your brain and share with the audience a little bit about how you envision business platforms, what they bring to the table, and a little bit about Della Leaders Club and what it's doing to really help entrepreneurs and leaders really rise and make a greater impact in our communities and society and the world overall.
So, Chris, like they say, leaders are lonely at the top. It's quite cliche, but it's true. Entrepreneurs like us experience it all the time. We are lonely at the top. What do we require? We require a support system that's constantly on one side feeding us with the required knowledge to run our businesses to stay ahead of the curve. It's quite a daunting task as a leader to make sure you take out time to sharpen your pencils. You are ahead of the curve in leadership, in strategy, in environment, in governance issues, in human relations, cybersecurity. The list is endless. CSR and philanthropy on one side. Second side, there is a demand for a lifestyle from our families and our people and from ourselves personally as well. So to keep your knowledge upgraded in fashion, in jewelry, in watches, in events and hospitality, give the best to yourself and your family and your teams around. So there is so much an entrepreneur requires. And it's just not knowledge. It's the first degree connects. It's all the packages that come in brand collabs across. Apart from this, you're always looking forward and aspiring to meet some amazing people and have intellectual conversations. So if I meet Chris, I'm always happy to meet you, no matter where, what day of the time. I'm always looking forward to a good, intelligent conversation with you. And therein, that's your network that you establish. Also, when geographical boundaries and political boundaries are vanished up, you establish these networks not just in your city of domain, but across the world. You are in Dubai, you are in India, you are in London, you are in Hong Kong, you're in Singapore. Across the world, if there's a community that you can connect to instantly, everybody wants to be a part of such a community. And that's the kind of platform that DLC is all about. It is a global community of entrepreneurs, professionals, and young leaders. Finally, there's a platform that entrepreneurs can call it their own platform, which connects them globally across, no matter which city in the world. Right now, we began with 15 chapters in 7 countries. We are expanding it to the next round of expansions. For example, in America, we are looking at expanding it to the Valley. That's the next expansion. We are going to the Caribbean islands, St. Kitts. That's the next chapter. But it's exciting because you're meeting such amazing people across the world. And each one is a super achiever in his or her own rights. Also, the way we kind of balance people and measure them, or measure their quotient of success, is not by their balance sheets or by their net worth statements, but by the number of human lives they've touched positively. So let's take your example. The number of lives you're touching positively by doing what you're doing, reaching out to people, sharing the knowledge, narrating stories, and you're touching human lives positively. So that's a true measure of success for us. For any corporation, for any individual, either ways, the number of human lives they've touched positively, or the manner in which they've touched planet Earth and healed it. So these are the only 2 measures of real success. And as we call it, from a life of success to a life of significance, because we are always in that quest for a significant life. Success is passé. Significance is relevant. It's now. So for us, there are millions and millions of successful people, each one with a more bigger zero on their balance sheets. But that's not the true measure of success. True measure of success is the number of zeros you can add in front of any digit, the number of human lives you've touched, or the number of efforts you've taken in healing planet Earth. So this is for us.
I love that. And I love how you mentioned, like, and it's in at the end of your bio when we mentioned it, how it's not about the success itself. Success can be measured on many different levels, but it's the significance. It's the impact that you're creating from this platform, not only in business, but also people's lives. And when it's all said and done, it's the experiences that we have in everyday life and business. That's what we walk away from. It's not just necessarily how many zeros we could add to the bottom line. It's the significance and the impact that we create in people's lives. So important. Talk a little bit about some of the ways, like you talked about how, Della Leaders Club, I mean, they're all over. They're all so many major cities. You're opening up in new places and gaining access to people through all the different members that are around. Talk a little bit about like what that impact is in terms of, the involvement, the level of expertise, the types of people that are, locking arms with Della Leaders Club.
So Chris, right now, we've got members from 56 countries in Della Leaders Club across 26 domains. They're 2,500 in number. So can you imagine having a brain pool of 2,500 resources? You speak of fashion, you speak of luxury, you speak of hospitality, you speak of strategy, you speak of human resource, you speak of anything. And there are domain experts, supply chain. There are domain experts. So there are 13 business domains, 13 lifestyle domains. Each of these domains, we've invited men and women of eminence across to be a part of it. And their purpose of coming together is to create these communities which are going to be a knowledge pool and a knowledge repository within their own domains. But you can cross-proliferate. And for example, strategy is required in human resource as far as it's required in marketing, digital, PR. Strategy is required everywhere. So you have one domain strategy, but it proliferates across every single thing. There's a strategy for R&D, there's a strategy for supply chain. So you have these domains that proliferates across. Hospitality is again one more thing that proliferates across in lifestyle, fashion, design. All of this is interrelated. So each of these domains, we've got about 100 to 150 people in a committee. We've got banking, finance, insurance segment. So 26 genres or 26 domains. We've got 100 to 150 people across the world in each of these domains. That's how it becomes 2,500 people. But the interesting part is this is only the beginning. As we keep expanding across the cities, so when we say we've got the Caribbean islands, in the Caribbean islands, we'll again be adding in another 100 more domain experts across 26 domains. And again, in Valley, we'll be adding about 100, 150 people. So Valley is going to be a very, very strong chapter for us. So your 2,500 will become 5,000 before you realize. Ultimately, in 5 years, we hope and pray that it becomes a strong community of 16,000 domain experts. To this, you add your paid members who can consume anything and everything they want from this domain. So it's one hell of a powerhouse consisting of all men and women and people like us who have a desire to help other humans succeed in doing whatever they are doing, and in doing so, enriching our lives.
I think that's great because, again, you're providing resources and not these resources that will help people to not only help themselves, but to really step up their leadership roles and be better examples. So they are creating more impact through their businesses, through their charities, through their, whatever involvement they may be in their communities or, or regions or states or countries, whatever that may be, that impact that they're creating. So I think that's highly valuable. What are some of the things that you feel that a robust, successful business platform has, and what do you see the future of these business platforms like DLC, what they're going to do?
Christopher, it's a great future because it's a limitless power that you keep growing and growing and growing. It's a very scalable model. It's a very sticky model because once you join a platform, you become a part of a forum if you choose to. And forums are a game changer in an entrepreneur's life or a professional's life because they provide you a need for a support system. It only comprises of 6 to 10 people, and usually the members don't change for life. So I've been a part of a forum in EO. It's Entrepreneurs Organization. We are 10 of us, and it's a rock solid forum. It's been 6 years. Not a single member has changed. It's amazing. The value add a peer group provides to your life can't be measured in terms of financial terms because it's your support system. You are in depression. You are in a dilemma to take a certain decision in life. You are having relationship issues. You are having children issues. You will end up going and discussing everything at the forum because confidentiality is assured. Non-compete is very important. So none of my other forum members are in the same businesses as I am. Hence, it's non-compete. It's tremendous amount of value add that comes with sheer experience. And you share your experiences. You do not give advice to people within a forum, but you share your experiences. And that's amazing. It all sounds very, 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 very cliche and very nice. But when you experience it, it's a whole different ballgame. You realize the value. So 10 years back, I was told to apply for a membership to YPO. And I think my age had just crossed by a couple of months and my application was not considered. I wish I'd joined and I wish I'd got a forum 10 years back. Why did I lose the 4 years? And I've had a forum only for the last 6 years. Because it brings in so much of value to your life. You have a learning calendar. You have external resources. So if Chris and Jimmy were in a forum and Chris had never decided to go in for mental health. I'm just giving an example. So we have an external resource whose mental health, which may have been provided by any of the forum members. But by virtue of you being a part of a forum, you get to enjoy the benefits of all the domain experts that kind of are brought into the forum. Also, when you need connects, it's like I'm in New York and I say, Chris, buddy, I need somebody to handle my PR. Within a forum, resources are exchanged and encouraged to be shared with each other. That's a support system. So you with me with my 30 years of experience, Chris with his 25, 30 years of experience, and 10 of us. Imagine the years of experience and expertise we bring to the table to vouch to support each other. And what are we trying to do is look out for each other's backs whilst we succeed.
Yeah.
And get the full value of this life that we are living on this planet Earth for whatever number of years that are balanced for us to live. So it's amazing. It's a fantastic concept. DLC as a business platform brings a world of forums, and it brings a world of forums with a whole lot of enthusiasm, rejuvenation. We, instead of just copying YPO and EO as a forum concept, we've tried to innovate the world of forum, give them all the due respect for what they've created in 25 years, but we brought in some of the finest forum facilitators in the world. For example, Tom in New York is a forum facilitator, and he's filled with these new ideas. He's created forums for the world of Google, and how can we have interorganizational forums, and how do they impact lives and communities can be developed within organizations. So this is business communities are here to stay, and business platforms don't exist. You have YPO, you have EO, you have DLC, and there is very little available across the world, and especially if it's a global platform. So when we went to Forbes New York, and I said that we've innovated the world's first business platform, I was taken with a pinch of salt till the time I gave my interview. And after about convincing for 45 minutes, Forbes New York published a quarter-page article calling DLC as the world's first business platform.
I love it. What I love it, like you said, the years of experience that people bring in these different areas that they create impact, they're vetted. So meaning that you're sharing, not telling. So it's so powerful. So this way, there's a solution. We're never going to be everything for everyone individually, right? But
Right.
together, you can now be almost everything for everyone, because if somebody says, hey, I got to tap into that, there's somebody they can tap into. It may not be where you can provide that, that help for them, but somebody else can. And it just makes it so much easier to plug somebody in and create that value. And sharing versus telling is so powerful to get people to commit. And what I love about what you said, Jimmy, is the whole concept of DLC was built upon like shared values. It's not that we all come in and we all have these contrasting values. We have different values, but yet we could all find a way to connect that just brings this value connection to so many other great people out there. So that's what I love about it. No, such great information. Now I know you're in New York, and I know New York is really being the biggest city in the United States or North America. Talk about some of the exciting things that you're doing in New York right now.
Well, Chris, I'm in New York at One World Trade Center. That's our office and studios. And what's exciting for me today is the first time we're going to be meeting 15 people from our New York chapter together. So we are breaking the ice. We are having brainstorming sessions on how to set up a very strong New York DLC chapter community. We've also set up our studios in One World Trade Center. And it's exciting because we are in the most powerful building in the world. We are in the most powerful city in the world. And our New York community is unbelievable. We've got people who from all walks of life, from domination, African-American communities. We've got the Hispanic community representatives. We've got the Jewish community representative, David Schwab, the world's foremost criminal lawyer. I mean, the profile of men and women is so great and so amazing. I count myself and consider myself to be really lucky and honored to be able to serve on this organization. We've got the ex-dean of Cornell, Soumitra Datta, the current dean of Oxford. I can go on and on, Christopher. The profile of people is so amazing. And all of them are so down to earth. They are such humble people, irrespective of their achievements, that you feel very small when you have conversations with them. If by any chance you develop any kind of a little bit of ego in your head about yourself, it comes crashing down when you're with them. You look at their humbleness. They are always available. Contrary to the belief that they won't be having time to serve communities, they always take out time to serve communities. And it's been wonderful. And that's why I'm so excited to be in New York, meet all these people, engage, and get going delivering results. We've taken our time to set up the studio and the technicalities, But now that everything is operational and functional, it's going to be action, action, and action.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm so excited to be a member, living within the New York City area. I don't live in New York itself, but in the surrounding areas. And I'm so excited to see all the things that are taking place. And all of this is going to be available to business leaders in the greater New York City area. So exciting. What are some of the things that you could share with the audience that are listening and those that will be listening later? What else they could really find value in a business platform like DLC?
Chris, like I said earlier, it's a game changer. One is the global connect. Second, you are like a frog in a well if you think you know it all. So there is constant knowledge and inspiration coming from 2,500 amazing domain experts. So for your business growth, for your entrepreneurial growth, at any point in time, you're looking for leadership, you're looking for strategy, you're looking for human resource, cybersecurity, design thinking, happiness. All these domains exist and domain experts exist. They are a first degree connect. So if you log into www.dellaleaders.com, you will be able to see what we do. Also, the number of global events we do. Practically, there are about 90 events in a year. So every second or third day, there is an event in some city in the world that's happening for DLC. And that's the number of, that's what you can leverage for your business or your connect. Depends what your area of interest is. Apart from this, the events are also a great ground to meet like-minded people, get to know some amazing people in any city. So if Chris is traveling to London, you should attend the London event. Or if you're in Dubai, you should attend the Dubai event. Get to know and meet people there. Not just for professional growth, but intellectual growth, because your horizons widen up the minute you kind of across geographical boundaries meet people. But back home, even within the city, today our New York community is powerful, 170 members. Let's hope in the next 1 year, we're going to be 500 members put together. It's some most amazing people you can meet within your city and expand your personal and intellectual growth across.
Wow, I love it. So in terms of, with all the different things that you just talked about, what would you say, like, people that are aspiring leaders, why, you mentioned some of the things that the platform does. What would you encourage some people like that are going to be looking at DLC, a platform like that, what's going to make that more compelling over another platform to plug into DLC?
So, Christopher, like I said earlier, there is nothing like DLC that exists out there.
Yep.
Some platforms offer the world of forums. Some platforms are too elitist in nature. Some platforms are more of a concierge service, and they're not a support system or a business platform. So there is really nothing out there in this space. There is practically no competition out there in this space that's offering business, lifestyle, forums, brand collaborations, events, and the most important is the kind of global intellectual connections on a first degree platform. So that's DLC for you. I'm not worried about competition because there's nothing that's out there. I'm more interested in making sure that we further this cause, speed up and accelerate the progress that we've done so far, because the larger the community, the more the benefit. So yes. my job as a founder and the leader in DLC is to make sure the most amazing people across the world are attracted to this community and they're engaged. And we have enough events in a year to be able to kind of enhance this engagement. So 6 events a year are larger events in New York, and there are 6 more which are smaller workshops with 30 to 40 people. So there are 12 events every month. Once in a month you engage. You may not be able to attend all the events, but still, even if you're able to make it alternate months, you're still meeting people and amazing people 6 times a year. Apart from the knowledge you're gaining, apart from the first degree business connections you're gaining. So let's say Chris requires cybersecurity for whatever reason, you've been hacked and you need consulting. You will have a professional consultant, but that's attached with the vested interest of a commercial. But when you go to your community and say, dude, who do I consult? What do I do? The knowledge sharing that happens is non-judgmental. It's not attached. There are no strings attached with it. There's no commercial angle to it, right? Because everybody within the community wants to watch out for Chris's back, in so to speak. So the community like this can only bring in maximum good. It's global. It's for the whole family. That's another very important aspect to this community. It's not just for you as a member, it's for your spouse and it's for your adult children. So you are in a forum, but your spouse is in another forum, your adult children in an adult child forum. So there is a support system for the entire family. Once in a year, you have a global retreat. You may go on a retreat. Once in a year, you have a forum retreat, which is usually within the country or globally, the forum decides. So there is your whole life goes through a complete lifestyle upgrade when you're a part of a community like this. For example, Chris might have never decided to go onto the base camp of Mount Everest. But if God save you, if your forum decides that 10 of you are going to now go to Mount Everest base camp, then Chris will make sure that he has that tick mark in his life. Because so many amazing things happen in life because of your forum and because of your community.
Yeah, I love that. So much impact that you're making, Jimmy. We could talk so much, but we're towards the end of the show. This is so powerful. Again, we're going to encourage so many people to check out the Della Leaders Club here. And I know you're going to share some information on how people can check out more about it. If you could kindly share, I want to first thank you for taking the time because I know you have a thing coming up here shortly. If you could share how people could get in contact with you and a little bit more where they can access the Della Leaders Club for more information.
So, Chris, they can get in touch with Della Leaders Club New York. All the connects are there on our website. There is a DLC New York handle as well on Insta. They can get in touch with me personally on my Insta handle or my LinkedIn handle. They have all the connects possible across. They can Google up World's First Business Platform and they will get to DLC, or they may Google up Jimmy Mistry and they'll either ways get to DLC. So it's been so amazing that more than 400 publications have covered the concept of innovation of the World's First Business Platform. More than 100 of them in United States alone. Global media has given us enough coverage. Everything is there on the website, including the people within the chapter who are involved. They may reach out to us directly, or they may reach out to us through the website, whatever way they wish to.
I love it. Well, we highly encourage everybody that's watching, those that'll be watching, get to know Jimmy, reach out to him personally, and also connect with the Della Leaders Club online across all social media. Also go to the website. Jimmy, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. We'll make sure that all of that will be in the notes as well here with the show.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It's always a pleasure speaking with you right from the first day since the time we've connected. I'm excited to catching up with you in person soon on some of our New York sessions and New York workshops.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Jimmy, thank you so much.
Cheers,
we want to thank Jimmy again, and we want to thank you listeners each and every week joining us here at Business Influencers. Again, we promise each week to bring in people like Jimmy to share their words of wisdom and insights. All of these people are accessible and here to provide their experience, their knowledge, and hoping that you take what works for you to apply to your level of influence to make greater impact in our communities, our homes, our society overall, and the world in general. Till then, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.